Hey friends, it's Robin. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing my September TBR, which is wild. That means that we are officially into the start of fall TBRs. That feels like fake news. But I'm really excited to film this TBR. September is one of my favorite months of the entire year. I have like rankings of the months. I don't know if anyone else is that way, but June and September are my two favorite months of the year. And so I am ridiculously excited for this TBR. Like I said, it's the start of cozy fall books. It's the start of spooky season if you're into that. And I have an endless number of video ideas going into the rest of this year and absolutely no way to fit them all in. So it should be an interesting time. I have my TBR cart again. I don't think I've had that in the last couple of months, but I do have a couple of physical books I'm interested in picking up. A couple of them are rereads, a couple of them are for videos. So I have a lot of things to choose from. I have a whole ton of September arcs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 September arcs. So we need to try and get some of those on. It should be an interesting month. My August started off so strong. I was reading like a book a day, and I have now not finished a book in a week. I'm not actually like slumping or anything like that. Life just got super hectic, and I was so stressed out that I have broken out all over my face. Thank God for makeup. And then I haven't been able to read because I've just been so stressed and anxious. Like always, if you haven't seen one of these TBRs, I pick prompts out of this little jar. It just kind of helps me narrow down my TBR since like I have this massive list of books. So I'm going to pick 12 prompts. That's not going to be the only books on my TBR because I do read roughly 20 to 25 books in a month. So all of the other books that I put on this TBR will be listed over in my Instagram stories. It should be up now when this video is going up. I usually put 32 books on a TBR, which sounds so crazy, and I get comments about it all the time. But like I said, I read like 25 books each month, and that gives me enough wiggle room to where if there's a book where I just like really don't want to read it, I have a couple of other options. As far as I know, in September, there is nothing going on. I don't know of any readathons or anything like that. Let's just pick our first prompt. They keep jumping out, so we're just going to take this one that jumped right out. And this one is to pick a book that is on a friend's TBR. I don't know if anyone's posted their TBR yet, but I'm gonna go take a look. Okay, so this was actually a little tricky because it is August 28th and most people haven't posted their TBRs yet. However, Jordyn from Sorry Booked Solid has posted her TBR, and she had Stars in Your Eyes by Case and Calendar on her TBR. I have an arc of this. I believe it's an October arc, if I'm remembering correctly. I have not actually read from Case and Calendar yet because they have predominantly written YA, I believe, up until this point. I think it's being published by Forever, so I do have an arc of this one. I don't know much about this. Do believe that this is actually following famous people, which isn't my favorite trope ever. However, I've heard amazing things about this author's writing, and I know this one features queerness quite heavily. And so I'm really excited about this one. I did talk to Dana about this one, and she assured me that I'm going to love it. So that is going to be the first book on the TBR. I'm glad that ended up working out. I was a little nervous about picking that one. Let's go with this one. Oh, there's two. Let's go with, so this one is a book with nature on the cover. I'm gonna have to go take a look at some of these covers because I don't remember what most of them look like. Okay, for this one, I'm gonna do You Again, and I'm totally blanking on the author. Do I have it written down somewhere? Kate Goldbeck. And this one is clearly very fall-esque. I believe this is a You Got Mail retelling. Maybe. I probably should look this up. I'm doing my September releases video as soon as I am done filming this, and any books that I don't know the premise of that are September releases, I will talk about more in that video. I think it's coming on Monday, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, it sounds like it's a You Got Mail sort of retelling. A commitment phobe and a hopeless romantic clash over and over again until heartbreak and unexpected chemistry bring them together. The You Got Mail constantly running into each other over and over again sort of trope is one of my new favorite things, and it is still driving me bananas that there isn't a really good name for it. I'm very excited to give this one a try. Prompt number 3, I'm gonna need a bigger jar because this is getting very difficult to mix up without knocking prompts everywhere. So maybe I'll have to look at a new jar in 2024. So prompt 3 is a book with an even page count. This is going to be a little bit easier since I actually have physical books next to me. This Spells Disaster is a September release. It has 349, so that's not going to work. Season of Love by Helena Greer is a holiday romance, but I'm reading this for a video, 360. The other two that I'm going to check are two books that I need to do rereads for. This one has 297. This one has 425. So the only one that works from this pile is Season of Love by Helena Greer, which is a really odd choice. And I hear that. It's a holiday romance. It says that it is a Hallmark holiday movie in book form, warm, queer, Jewish holiday vibes. It sounds like an odd choice for September, but I have a recommendations video that I am prepping for that is coming in mid-September. This is one of the books that I need to read for that video. This is an ARC copy that I got, and I never read, so I feel bad enough as it is. I believe one of these main characters owns a tree farm and the other one is like the daughter of the owner or something like that. So I think it's like a different world, opposites attract sort of deal. It's also sapphic. That's going to be book number, 3 on the TBR. Oh, they're jumping out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to figure out a new jar situation. This one is to pick a book that was on a previous TBR. I feel personally attacked by this prompt. For this one, I'm going to do Thank You for Sharing by Rachel Runya Katz. I put this on August's TBR because I was planning a vlog and it ended up getting pushed back just with life happening and other vlogs happening. And so I am running very behind on this vlog. This is another September arc. It comes out on September 12th. And this is an interracial Jewish romance. Literally all I know about it, like I said earlier, I'm going to be talking about all of these September releases in my new releases video that's coming sometime soon. I'm going to stop saying that. I feel like I've said that like a bajillion times already, so I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive. Prompt number 5 is to read a non-illustrated cover. I feel like all of the covers are illustrated, so this should be interesting. For this one, I had to go with an indie book because I'm pretty sure at this point, trade books don't release things that aren't illustrated. Like, I'm pretty sure that they just decided, like, no more people on the covers. So I'm going to read Divine River by Mariana Vivancos. I'm not 100% sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I will have to look up this author's name, but this is a book that I am reading for a video. This is a book that I know literally nothing about because I am reading it for that video. I'm not reading the synopses of any of these books, but I know that it is a pretty short novel. I know it's supposed to be pretty heavy, and it was a recommendation. I'll let you take a guess if you can figure out what the video is. This is a new to me author, which I'm always looking for. I'm really bad about picking up new to me authors on my own. I'm excited to give this one a try. Prompt number 6. This one? This one is to read an indie book. I am going to put Dating Disaster by Saxon James on the TBR. I believe that this is a standalone that is part of a different series, but this standalone ties into the Satanverse, and I need to keep making headway on this because I need to do a video where I map out all of Saxon James and Eden Finley's books because the Satanverse is a mess, and I need to finish it so that I can tell you how to read it because I'm not doing it right. I want to help the rest of you get it right. I don't know anything about this. I assume it's a sports romance based on the series that it's in, but I don't even know what the cover looks like right now. I just have it written down. So you're seeing the cover. It might be football. I don't know. Prompt 7. I'm gonna need to speed this up because it's taking a while. This one fell out, but we're gonna put it back. Prompt 7. Read a book that is blurbed by an author I love. Here we go. We're just gonna go with This Spells Disaster by Tori Ann Martin. It's blurbed by Ellie Hazelwood. I've given every Ella Hazelwood book I've read 5 stars, so I think that counts. This was very kindly sent to me by Berkeley Bromance, and I'm ridiculously excited. This is one that I am actually going to be reading next as soon as I finish my current book, which I think I only have like an hour and a half left on. I'm picking this up. This was the book that Instagram chose for me to start my vlog with. So this is going to be the next book that I read. Have a nice little sapphic pile going right there. Prompt number 8. this one, read a book by an author that I already love. This might be cheating just a little bit because technically I've only read one other book from this author, but I'm going to do Shot in the Dark by Victoria Lee. This was another one that was on my August TBR that kind of just got pushed back because I ran out of time. And this is a queer contemporary romance that features a trans main character who I believe is an artist, and I believe that this deals very heavily with addiction. That is all I really know about it. I just know like little snippets, but again, I'll learn about it in just a minute when I film that new releases video. Prompt number 9 is this one. To read a new to me author. Okay. Odd. For this one, I'm gonna go with The Long Game by Elena Armas. I'm again not sure about that last name. I'll have to take a look. But this is the author of The Spanish Love Deception, which everyone but me read, I think. However, this is a soccer romance, and I really like soccer. And then there's cats and goats on the cover. I think it's like somebody who is in management and then an ex-soccer player, maybe enemies to lovers. I just saw that it was compared to Ted Lasso, and then you put a goat on the cover or a cat on the cover, and I'm easy to market to. Again, for a video, I feel like half the books I read at this point are for videos. I don't know if that's annoying to everyone. Prompt number 10. This one. Oh, this is 2. We'll go with this one. A contemporary book. I think we're going to keep with the sapphic and soccer trend, and we're going to go with Cleat Cute by Meryl Wilsner. I believe this is another like enemies to lovers or rivals to lovers romance. I meant to read this again in August, particularly because of the Women's World Cup, and it never happened. So September is the time. Prompt number 11. Let's go with this one. I love how I got all the difficult ones at the beginning and now I'm getting romance. So I can pick pretty much anything because that's what I read. This one is going to seem very random, but I'm going to read Speechless by Lindsay Lanza. This is a book and an author I've absolutely never heard of, but it is again for a recommendations video. I think this is a romance where the two of them end up going on vacation, like meeting each other on vacation and have a sort of vacation romance. I think the heroine's a writer. I believe it's set in Florida, Malibu area, and so beachy romance. So the juxtaposition of this to Season of Love, I'm really all over the place season-wise. Oh, and then I have You Again. So we're covering all of the seasons, apparently, in September. So that's going to be book 11. And then our last prompt, they're all stuck together. And this one is to read a book with one of my favorite tropes. What are some of my favorite tropes? Another random one, but I'm going to read The Unlikely Heir by Jax Calder. This is a forbidden romance between a prime minister and the Prince of Wales. And that sounds fantastic. Red, white, and royal blue vibes. And I love that book. So we're going to go with that. Super random pick. But this book just came out and it keeps getting recommended to me over on my Amazon For You page. I want to read it. So that is it for the prompts. These are the 2 physical books that I have. And like I said, I do have some rereads here that I might pick up at some point on top of the beautiful, which is in preparation for the final book that is coming in December. I have the Fortuna series. I think book 5 is coming in October. So I have a lot of books to reread in this one. So this one will probably be a higher priority than The Beautiful. And then at some point, I really want to reread The Jasmine Throne so that I can finally read the sequel, because I tried to read the sequel when it came out, which was like, what? I don't even know, a year and some ago. And I didn't remember enough of this book to keep reading book 2. And so I need to reread this one. I just keep putting it off because it's so dang chunky. But that one's not a super high priority. Let me know if we have any of the same books on our TBR. I am always open for buddy reads, so my Instagram is always linked down below if you want to buddy read one of these books. Let me know what you are most excited for to read in September, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.